Okay. Hello, everybody. What the? Is it you're having Halloween candy? How nice. Hi guys, we're just getting this loaded so we can see the live chat. And there we go.
Which candy?
Perfect. Okay.
Should I do Whoppers?
Mmm.
Sugar Babies? Milk Duds? Kit Kat Witch's Brew with, I think it's a special edition for Halloween, and it's marshmallow flavored cream with crisp wafers. And then I have a Rolo.
Sounds like a lot.
Yes.
That one candy. Hi guys, can you guys hear us okay? We've been having some audio troubles the last couple of lives. So let's check first and foremost, let's check the audio.
We should set the computer up higher or bring that down lower so that we look at.
Yeah, maybe lower that and see what that looks like. Sound is okay. We can hear you. Maybe up a little more. A little more. Okay. This is good. Is this better? Hi, Rhonda. Hi, Robert and Terry and Lane and Tony and Keith and Sarah and Michael and Jeffrey and Paul and Justin and Donna. Donna can't watch. We'll see you later. It's crooked though. Is it? Yeah, that looks like it would be good. Yeah, I think that should be good. It's good. Sorry, I'm making a bunch of noise.
No better.
Okay. Hi, Fernando. So it is Thursday night, Friday Eve. We normally go live on Sundays, every other Sunday. But last Sunday was Halloween, so we skipped this week. Speaking of candy. Can you see it?
I'm eating some of the kids' Halloween candy. Oh, we should
And dropping the rest. What?
Thing that is it Jimmy Kimmel where the day after Halloween the parents wake up their kids and they say,
Yeah. Did we try that one year and they didn't? Did they fall for it?
wait, maybe we did try it 2 years ago.
Yeah, I feel like we tried it the first time and maybe Riot fell for it and then Alan was like, yeah, right.
We need to introduce you to someone who's been staying at our house. He's outside. He's very sassy.
He is very sassy, especially whenever he is hungry. He always walks in either like he owns the place or like he is so confused.
So this is Jet Black. Can you say hi?
So cute.
Maybe he'll just join us.
That'd be nice. He's such a good boy. I love him.
It's gonna be sad when he's back at the farm.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, PJ's favorite thing is to bring Jet in and wrap him up in like a swaddling little blanket and fall asleep with him on the couch and relax. Jet likes it too. Is he chewing his?
No, it's me.
Oh, okay. Well, okay, so what's going on? Let's catch. We haven't done a live in 2 weeks, so what has happened in 2 weeks? We did something exciting which we have not announced or even talked about.
What, today?
Today. Or did you talk about it?
No, but I don't care to.
Sure, this is news.
So one of our words for 2021 was to minimize, but I'm already like giving excuses before I even finish.
But
okay, so we made an offer on another house today. It would be a project house, so like a renovation house. It wouldn't be like a house that we were moving to. And I know I said I wanted to like minimize this year, but it is almost the end of the year for one. But we're also wrapping up a renovation
I'm gonna do a story.
that my mom. I think he's about to poop.
Oh no! Pause. How could you tell?
He always shakes his tail.
Hilarious. Did he
Okay.
get any pellets on you?
He did not.
Good.
So we did make an offer on a house today. It is verbally worked out. So it's not for sure until it's on paper and we've closed, but we made a verbal offer that was accepted today. So it'll be fun because it is it's a little cottage. It's 1,000 square feet. It will have, that means one of the kiddos is awake. I can guess who it is.
Me too.
Okay, so little bitty cottage, needs some work. It has a creek and it sits on 6.5 acres. So I was just telling Thomas earlier today that I'm really excited about it. And like I said a little bit earlier, we are finishing up one of the houses that I am renovating for my mom. She's maybe like 2 to 3 weeks from moving into it. And then we'll have holiday house, which is a big renovation, but we're not committed to like a deadline. It's just whenever we want to do it. And then we have the pavilion that's basically finished,
Yeah.
and then the tiny house is finished, other than just some minor things. So I was wanting a project deep down. I think I told you that. Didn't I say I'm like wanting a project?
Did. PJ looked at me last week or maybe 2 weeks ago and was like, "Oh my goodness, she's in the hallway, turning on the lights." He looked at
It's bedtime.
As soon as he said her name, the lights just went off. He looked at me like 2 weeks ago and was like, "I need a project," and I was like, "Oh, well, what about Harl? That's a project." And he was like, "Well, we're almost finished with Harl," and I was like, "Okay, what about Holiday House?" And he's like, "Well, I need a new project." And so that's just who PJ is, and I think that's what makes him as a person so like exciting and so interesting.
Realistically, though, this is what I have done
Let me do the link.
for a living since 2008. So I've renovated houses since 2008.
Yeah.
And I have 2 degrees, but one of my degrees from college is construction. And so I really enjoy it. And for me, renovating a house is more of like a hobby. I really enjoy doing it. I could stay there all day long and work and like skip breakfast and lunch and get home for dinner and be like content, just because it's like doing something that I really enjoy doing. But I don't know, we'll see. I would imagine we'll know for sure if we're getting the house within the next couple of days, but I'm excited. You had mentioned that you're also excited as well.
Yeah, the more that he talks about it, and we went and toured it a couple days ago, and it's just he kept using the word magical before I got there. He's like, once you see it, like, it's just so magical, and it really is.
Mm-hmm.
And there's just a lot of possibilities of things that we could do with it, even maybe one day renting it out for people if they ever want to come visit the area, they could stay in it. So it's a beautiful piece of property, and I'm excited. I mean, I don't know. Who doesn't love a good before and after?
Picture like misty mountain retreat nestled in woods. That's like
basically like picture Evermore, the album.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like that. Yeah, so that is like our big news. You know what I was thinking just now? And this occurred to me actually whenever I was editing the adoption video, we announced like a lot of our big news here on live first. I don't know if whoever has been with us here a while, is Sapna on tonight? She would know, and Lane would know, and Aranda would realize. And but yeah, we do. It's kind of neat. So thanks for watching, and thanks for joining in on some good news. Brendan read my mind. He said, Thomas, talk about T Swift, please. Okay. Well, since he asked, I mean, that was not me. But since he asked, yes, Taylor Swift's new album comes out a week from tomorrow, right? The 12th, yeah. Well, it's not her new album, but it's the re-recording of Red. So if you guys are Taylor Swift fans, please Rhonda said this is why we feel like family. That's exactly right. If you're Taylor Swift fans, please in the chat, put the song that you're most looking forward to hearing her re-record. I have mine on Red, and so I'm curious to hear yours.
Also, another exciting thing happening this week, aka tomorrow, is that our middle kiddo,
our son,
Zachariah, who we call Raya, turns 5 tomorrow. So Thomas made him and his classmates cupcakes to take to school tomorrow.
Yes.
He hasn't iced them yet, they're still cooling, but...
Yeah. It's the first time that I got to ever do that.
I don't know if that's like a common thing, but I remember when I was in elementary school, my mom would always make cupcakes to take to school. And it was like, getting to pass out your birthday cupcakes at school was like the highlight of the year.
That's sweet. My mom, see, we never did that. My mom, I don't think ever did that.
Really? Did anybody in class?
Yeah, a bunch of. But I think that you kind of have to when your birthday falls on a Friday, and like his actual birthday is tomorrow, so we hear him banging and running around. Anna's running around upstairs. But yeah, I know 5. It's crazy. Whenever he came to, Terry has been here a long time, so Terry knows too. He knows all the news that we announce on here. Whenever he came to live with us, he was 2.5.
It's so crazy.
Yes. He was a year and a half younger than Anna is now. It's wild. But we are celebrating his birthday on Saturday. I thought I just saw her. It's not her. What?
No, it's just looking.
Okay. Let's see. Thanks, Natasha. Hi, Steven in Las Vegas. The kids are growing up so fast. Oh my gosh, Carolyn, that is the dang truth.
So over the week of, and a few days before Halloween, our friends Matt and Bo came and visited. We've always talked, like anytime we ever meet people, we always talk about how our town reminds us a lot of the movie Hocus Pocus. Everybody decorates, and it's just a really cute time to be here. Like the leaves are changing, and it was perfect weather. It was like,
oh my gosh, like the best weather in a long time for Halloween.
It was cool enough to like put on a jacket if you wanted to, and it was fun. We had our friends and family come over. We always make chili and pass out candy on our front porch. Have a little vino. It was just a really cozy night.
I agree. It was like exactly what, because we didn't do Halloween last year because of COVID. And then the year before that, for some reason, I guess it kind of felt like that, but I don't know. We missed a good Halloween. Halloween in this house is so fun. And I feel like it was kind of after last year, it was kind of like what we needed to feel somewhat normal again and be with our friends and family. So it was nice. It was really nice.
It is so normal for me to take down Halloween decorations the day after Halloween and immediately start putting up Christmas decorations. I didn't do that this year. I am most likely...
What do you think?
Well, so we still had company. One reason, but then I don't know. I'm still kind of feeling under the weather. I have not been able to kick this cold that I've had, and I was telling Thomas I can't remember if I ever got better after I had COVID. A month, what was it? 2 months ago? A month and a half ago?
Yeah, probably about a month and a half ago.
I don't have the symptoms that I was having that made me like I was really sick at that point, but I still have a runny nose. I still feel like I take 2 naps a day. I wake up, and then within like 30 minutes of waking up, I lay down for like another and take a 30-minute nap, and then I've been taking one around lunchtime also. But I don't know. we'll see what happens. But that was the other reason why I didn't feel like putting anything up. But we did go look at Christmas trees. I think this year we're gonna get a live Christmas tree, like in a pot, so that we can plant it on the farm and maybe start a tradition of getting
I love that.
a live Christmas tree. And I think that would be so cute. Now that we have
I do
somewhere
too.
that we would want to plant it,
Mm-hmm.
I think that would be really neat.
I know. I love that idea.
They had little bitty. So they had some that were like this big, which I think is what we're going to use downstairs. We have an artificial Christmas tree. We're going to use that with that tree. But then they had these little mini Christmas trees that I think if we bought 3 of that, and we could plant those also. But if we did that, we could do one in each of the kids' rooms. When I was a teenager, my parents let me start putting a tree, like a real tree in my room. I just remember as
So
a kid.
cute. You had a real tree, and of course you did. I'm not surprised.
It was a red cedar every year.
Did you guys get it off your farm?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. I love that.
Yeah, it was fun as a kid to be able to, and like I made my own decorations to go on that tree. And one time, as a joke, so me and my sister and I both put trees in our rooms, and one year my sister put her tree up and decorated it, and I went to my mom's work and I photocopied myself flipping her off. And then I cut it out, and I made like 50 of them, and I cut them all out, and I hung them on her tree when she was gone.
Jesus.
It was a prank, but she laughed about
How old are you guys?
it. She was probably like 16.
Hilarious.
Yeah. So I would have been like 14.
That's really funny. That sounds like something that you guys are always like pranking each other. Yeah, I was telling PJ tonight, I'm like, I'm ready for the Christmas decorations, but I also love our fall decorations too. They're really cozy, and I'm like, not ready to transition just yet, but.
Will asked about my skin journey. So, maybe a little over a year ago, for some reason, I started like having acne to the point where it was like, for me, it was, I think, a year.
Yeah,
Anna.
She's been playing on the stairs in the background for a little bit.
Anna.
She does not feel like going to bed. Poor Bambina. Here it comes.
Okay, so anyways, I started having issues with my skin, and I just was not happy with it. And so I went to a dermatologist, and he put me on Accutane, which I read all of the, like, what is it?
Negative
Side effects of the treatment, and then I made the decision to go ahead and do it. And I'm on my last month. I could probably stop taking it now, but I've been taking it for 5 months, and I haven't had a pimple on my face in like
a long time,
over a month or so.
Mm-hmm.
But I still have the melasma, so my pigmentation will get really dark in certain spots, especially in the summertime from the sun and the heat. But overall, I'm really happy with my progress with that, and I'm excited to be off of it, because I do think that part of my feeling tired is from taking that medication.
Is that a side effect?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure that is too.
Yep.
Yes. Yeah. But sacrifices must be made.
What else is new?
Well, okay, hold on. I was kind of wanting to turn our attention to the chat. Wow, it's way far out. I don't know, there are a couple things. Oh yeah, so Brendan talked about a white wine called Relax. He said it was good. Lane concurred. That sounds so good. Someone said, do you breathe better at Ocoee in the country air? It's a good question.
I always talk about how, like, when I step out of the car and I take that first breath, it's just so refreshing. So I would say yes.
I love that. Cody said, y'all's content is easing my soul now that I live in Wilmington, North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
That's sweet. Someone says, Uh, um. Oh, Kelsang said, "I love that girl." Talking about Anna, that's sweet. And he's using his name instead of that one. Look. So Calvin said there's an Austrian gay couple, and one of them looks a lot like Thomas. You know what? I'm gonna say it right now. I never agree whenever someone says that I look like someone.
What is their handle?
So I'd be curious to see. PJ looks like a lot of people. Last night I got into bed and I turned the lights off and just like the phone was glowing and he looked like Zac Efron. And I told him, you remember whenever I said that? And I was like, PJ, you literally look like Zac Efron right now. He looks like a bunch of people. So what else? Michael and Sebastian. Junior said, where did Anna come up with the name Fafa? So that back whenever she was really little, or really just a year ago, she couldn't say Raya because that is kind of a hard name to say whenever you're 2. So she always just said Fafa, like Raya, Fafa, I don't know, and it's kind of stuck. And now we all call him Fafa sometimes, and it's she can clearly say Raya, but she just says Fafa now, and it's just like it's stuck.
Who is the bad cop when it comes to the kids? Typically me. Rhonda said Thanksgiving plans. We're still trying to work those out. We were actually talking about that on Halloween because Thomas's brother is going out of town along with Thomas's sister. They're both going to Taylor is going to his wife's family, and then Sydney is going to her girlfriend's family. And then I'm not sure, is your mom going to be in town?
I think she's going to be in town.
For some reason, I thought I was understanding it that she was going to be going with Sydney. But I don't know. It may actually just be Thomas and myself, the kids, and maybe my mom and my sister, but we haven't worked that out just yet.
Yeah, I would love to go to your cousin's house if we're invited.
Fried, baked, or smoked turkey. So Taylor usually fries a turkey, and it is so good. So we won't be having that this Thanksgiving.
That's the first time in like years that we won't be having. I forgot about that. Excuse me. Will said, "What wine are you drinking? Do you guys have a preference for red or white?" I'm drinking a Chardonnay tonight. It's literally like a $10 bottle. This one. It's pretty good. I like white.
I prefer red wine.
Lately, though, I've been getting into red wine more than I have in the past year. But I usually prefer white lately.
Here's an interesting question. If you could build or renovate a house that was made out of one type of fruit, what would it be?
What?
My favorite fruit is most likely a strawberry, so I'd make a strawberry.
Yeah, mine is too. It'd be a sweet house, wouldn't it? Yeah, 3 weeks away.
But we bought birthday presents for Zachariah tonight, and so we'll tell you what we got. We got him. He really likes.
What?
Well, I was gonna say shooting basketball.
Oh,
his pre-K teacher sent us a video of him shooting a basketball and it going in the net, which it was like a standardized basketball and net. I guess it might have been a little bit like an elementary height net, but
oh yeah, probably.
He loves that. So we bought him a basketball and a basketball goal, and then you were saying.
Paw Patrol. Yeah, he loves Paw Patrol. So we got him this. It was literally the only thing he asked for. We asked him what he wanted the other day. We were like, "What do you want for your birthday?" And the only thing he said immediately said, "Paw Patrol, a Paw Patrol tower." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, that's so sweet." Okay. And then we Googled it today, and it said They sold it at Walmart, but it was $150 for a Paw Patrol tower. And I was like, why on earth does a 5-year-old need anything that's $150? Because if you ever had a 5-year-old, you know how destructive they can be. Tonight, he was drawing on his hat, and I said, why are you drawing on your hat? And he said, because I want to destroy it. And so it's just like in their it was that plastic one, but it's like in their nature to be destructive.
Well, that's funny. We did end up buying the thing only, and like at first I was like, we're not spending that money on that.
Yeah.
It's just outrageous. But then we like got some toys that we were gonna get him, and then went on to get other things. And I started thinking about, it's like the fact that he is 4, and that he can express like what he wants, and he only asked for one thing, and he had no like concept of how much it costs. So I was like, he only asked for one thing, we have to get him that. So
I'm so glad that we did.
I justified it. Like I was planning on getting a basketball goal and ball for the kids, for all 3 kids anyways. So we got him what he wanted. But excited. We're doing, you already mentioned it, we're having his birthday party on Saturday, and so his my mom, Thomas's mom will be here, and then his paternal grandmother will be here, and his aunt, probably his uncle.
Yeah.
And we're excited.
I know. I think it's going to be a fun day. We thought about having it out of the farm, but I think we're just going to do it here.
Well,
or we have to do it here, right?
Well, no, I asked Ryo where he wanted to have it. I was like, do you want to have it at the farm where you have all the animals to play with and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, I'm going to have it at townhouse.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll do it. We'll do it.
They're so funny. So funny.
Wait till he asks for a Corvette. They will have to get jobs and save up to get cars. Yes. So if he wants a Corvette, he better start working at 16 or 15 or 14 or whatever age.
Whatever age you can start working at. I got my first job at 15. Tristan said, what are your relationships with your dads like, and have they met the kids, or do you think they will?
So my dad is an alcoholic, and he has been my entire life. Deep down, he's a good person, and I know that he is, but he is just dealing, I think, with a lot of different things on top of being an alcoholic. I think probably the alcohol was something that he started to do to like cover up maybe some mental like chemical imbalance stuff that he was dealing with, like depression and anxiety. But yeah. I don't know, my relation with my dad is tricky because sometimes I'll want to like try and foster that relationship, but when the pandemic had started, I think I had a little bit before that, I had kind of just like written, or no, it was at the beginning of it, because we had taken the kids out to the farm when the pandemic started just because we needed a break from our house.
Yeah.
And he has like 100 acres, so it was a nice little break. But yeah, so I've basically written him off, but said, if you ever need me for anything, I'm here to help you. But like, I think that's the extent of our relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And then about your relationship?
Yeah, I mean, kind of the same thing. My dad has always been an alcoholic as well. And he actually, which we've never talked about on social media before, but he actually had like a series of strokes like 2 years ago, and now he's currently in a home, and he's like wheelchair bound. He can't walk. He can only move half of his body maybe, and he has trouble understanding things. It's kind of sad because he's only like 66 or 67. He's really young.
It affected his memory, but I don't think you'll mind if I say it, but on top of like alcoholism, he also dealt with other addictions. So I think the stroke was most likely brought on from just past.
Oh yeah,
past
stuff. Just a lot of bad decisions and a rough life that he created for himself. So he hasn't lived here in like, how old am I? Like 20 years, 20 something years.
In Tennessee.
Right, yeah, in Tennessee. So yeah, that's our relationship. Not much of a relationship. Natasha said, how's your double date? Your Instagram photo was amazing. That's sweet.
It was fun. We my mom came over with my younger sister and she watched the kids, and then we went to a restaurant. We live in a downtown area, so we walked to a restaurant and had an amazing meal, and we had some wine, and then we walked back home. But it was a fun night. It was definitely a great night.
It was one of those, like, I feel like we spent our whole youth wanting to get out of this town and like grow up and move away, but then when you get older, like, you appreciate certain things differently. And I feel like that was one of those nights, like being able to walk to a restaurant and like bundle up because it was cold, and the downtown looked especially cute that night, and food was great. So it was a lovely night.
Steven, if you want to send a birthday gift, you definitely can, but he has a ton of things, so
I know
he's not in need, but he will love it. You could literally give that boy a bouncy ball and he would play with it all day long. He's not picky.
No, what he would do, he would take the package that the bouncy ball came in and he would play with the package all day.
Or he would take, like, he would get like the little cars or remote control cars that you can play with, and he would break the wheel off and play with the wheel. That also brings me, my cousin is coming to the birthday party for him, and she asked what she could get him, and I was like, honestly, he loves breaking things, so anything that's destructive, he would love it. But
so funny.
yeah,
he is so I don't know how to describe him. Such like classic middle child. Like, he's so interesting. I feel like he's a very interesting kid. Like what he's interested in, and how he's just like unapologetically himself. He doesn't try to be anyone else, and he doesn't try to impress anyone, or like he's just him.
Yeah, he's the one that I laugh the most. Like when he'll say something to get a laugh from someone, and I really do find his humor funny.
So funny. He was also the hardest at his age. Whenever we first got him at 2.5, he would throw tantrums and just be. He was like a wild child, and he's really come into his own, and he's just such a good kid.
Yeah, he definitely he always described him as like a caveman during those years, because it was like there were no words there, and it was just a lot of grunting and like
thrashing, and
yeah. He would, when he would have a tantrum, he would just like basically just trust fall back to the ground, slam his head down, and then start kicking his feet. Yeah, it was fun times.
Oh gosh. Yeah, interesting fun times. A couple of things real quick. Bob said hometowns always change and look better when we're older. Amen. Lane said the photos you show of Cleveland remind me of Franklin, Tennessee, a very picturesque small town. Terry said you two have turned out so great to have dads as you did. That's a testament to our moms, Terry. Thank you. Mary said your city looks so lovely in the videos you show. That's really sweet. Sophia said, aren't you both middle children? We are, actually.
I don't really consider mine middle, because my entire childhood, I was 20 when my mom had my younger sister, so I felt like the youngest, and still, for the most part, feel like the youngest, kind of.
How could you feel like the youngest?
Yeah, I guess I don't anymore.
Yeah. But for 20 years you did.
For 20 years I did, yeah.
Someone said, first, hi to Jeff in Iowa, and then someone said something about the kids. Which of the kids are most like both of you guys? Asked Kuza. I feel